Okay, today I am going to disassemble the wrist pin, or the piston pin, whatever you want to call it, from these a piston connecting rod assembly. Now this is from a Chevy small block 350. I want to point out some issues that I have found. One, I want you to look at the flats that are on this piston. You know, these are just the factory aluminum pistons. Obviously this side is way bigger than this side, which is going to affect on how this is fixtured. Now if I just flip it around 180 degrees, you can see that it's a little bit more landing, this flat area, and it's equal on both sides. So I'm going to try to support it from this side. But they vary from piston to piston. So if I go over here to this one, look how wide this flat surface area is here. Now this one is also wider than this one. Now what I'm also finding out is this flat surface isn't necessarily always perpendicular to the center of the wrist pin here. So that means if you're trying to fixture off of this and you're trying to press this pin out, this thing's going to be cocked at an angle. You don't want that, so you may need some shims or whatnot to try to get this as perpendicular as possible to your press, the ram on your press. So I just had some, these are actually machinist blocks. I have those in there. You definitely want to use steel. You don't want to use like aluminum or whatnot. You have a very good possibility of crushing it. So then I have these spaced out evenly to make sure that the wrist pin goes through the center of this. And just to keep those things spaced evenly all the time, I got them clamped to a piece of aluminum extrusion. Now this aluminum extrusion is not taking any force. So this is just being used as a, you know, to clamp these two in place to something to keep my spacing the same. And then I got this clamped to these cast iron base plates that came with the press, and then I just got some speed clamps here to attach this to the these little C channels, so everything doesn't move on me. Then I just put the piston in. So if I take the piston, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end up just putting it, you know, put those flats I was showing you earlier on those steel pieces. And then you just got to center it up with the ram. And then I am using a spark plug socket that I'm going to fit in there. Heat it up with the heat gun. I bought this from Harbor Freight. It has two settings of 750 degrees Fahrenheit and 1000 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I don't think it's actually getting to 1000 degrees Fahrenheit, or I should say I don't think the connecting rod is getting to 1000 degrees Fahrenheit. But maybe deep inside the gun it is. So I'm going to show you. I'm just heating that up with that, and then easily pressing out the piston pins. Put this on high. Put a little bit of pressure on that for now. Nope, hear that? I'll just keep on pressing. Okay, that took 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So, as you can see, this thing came down. The piston pin is still in the piston itself, but it's out of the connecting rod. This is why I also wear these welding gloves. It's going to be very hot. Gotta be careful.